If you're in business and wondering how to avoid any of the calamities, whether it was the pandemic, current tariff, or seemingly every 5 to 8 years, there's some kind of a crush. Um, Stay tuned for everyday ways you can implement AI, artificial intelligence, in your business. Greetings. If you haven't met me yet, Seth Mansur with Devil Dog Digital. Um, Essentially what we do is we are a consulting agency helping all sorts of small, medium businesses implement automation, workflow, typically with a focus on lead generation and sales. However, we've built out a number of AI agents across 127 different building business verticals. So I'm sure we got something in there for you. So stay tuned. Essentially, if your business was impacted during the pandemic or any of the tariff wars or other over the last many decades, we've got some kind of down-to-earth strategies and a little bit of analysis as to how the big businesses did well and then how you as a small medium business have an unfair advantage in the market. And then just throw it out there. If you know any veterans, please put them in touch with the We Defy Foundation, free jujitsu for combat injured veterans. Outstanding way to get people on the mat. We Defy Foundation. So I'll drop a link in the description below. But seriously, stay tuned for some good insights. All right. So essentially where we're at is a little bit of the calm before the next storm. Depending on when you're watching this, you might see this during a storm in your market, whether it's your industry, your local area, or I hope there's not another global pandemic. The reality is that a lot of businesses did not make it through the pandemic. They had cash reserves for a few days or a few weeks. They tried to hold on, but they didn't change, and they didn't have the plans in place. In particular, they didn't have digital automations and AI implemented. Granted, in 2020, there weren't as many AI options off the shelf, easy to implement like we have today. So the basic question is, just like hurricane season, are you prepared? You got some food and water set aside for your family. For your business, are you prepared for the major disruptions happening? Lots of things that are, every single day, business can be seen as a challenge, or you can be in the driver's seat. Whether it's tariffs, I've had red and blue presidents, red or blue presidents, impact projects, clients I'm working directly with. So, put federal politics aside, put global politics aside. The reality is that in every market, whether it's the Great Depression, the subprime crisis, the dot-com bust and boom, companies have flourished. Those that did had a plan and oftentimes leveraged technology. The more and more, if you're not leveraging that technology, you're going to go by the wayside. Big businesses did this, and this is the reason why so many of the big businesses succeeded and actually grew during the pandemic, and many small businesses disappeared off the map. And my goal is to help every business that wants to stabilize and create a resilient system in place such that they actually have an unfair advantage compared to those large corporates. So what did they do right? First off, they didn't panic, they pivoted. So even for the large corporates that had brick and mortar locations, they very quickly implemented no contact, ordering methods, and lots of different ways to get in touch. Now, if everybody's calling your business instead of physically coming into your business, can you imagine what that does to your phone lines? Who likes to be on the phone all day long? Not a huge fan myself. And so, customers, clients, they want to have somebody pick up the phone within 3 dials and start to get their questions answered, get on the calendar, order the thing they want. And so, like, if you're a restaurant, guess what? We can implement an AI agent pretty quick because we've already built them out. I've already got the IP, intellectual property for this. So essentially, somebody could call your restaurant, place an order with our AI agent. They will confirm all the details, log it all, and then send a text or however the internal messaging system is, Slack or other, over to your kitchen. And then your kitchen is just taking those orders. Boom, boom, boom. Customers are delighted. They're not sitting on hold. And it's not just one at a time. Is it 50 clients at a time? Is it 100, 200 clients calling in simultaneously? Now, from a delivery perspective, we can also put a throttle on to make sure that you are handling the volume of customers that you can service. And then best yet is if you got some friends, other operators in your same niche that you kind of collaborate with, we can make sure that those leads cross-pollinate. You can send an overflow over to them, and we can do the same with theirs. Leverage data. Haha, gotta love that spelling error. And so, after you've automated some of those back-end operations, it's leveraging that data. So, uh, every time a customer interacts with you, how are you managing that data? Are you paying a super high expensive, data analyst to mine all of that and organize it and put together? Or what a better way to use technology, and for a fraction of the cost, you can have AI build out customer profiles in such a way that when you get on the phone with them, you're face to face with that client serving them, whether you're an accountant, a retail store, a restaurant, or other, and you know exactly, honestly, what they've ordered like multiple times. You could say, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, great to see you back. Are we looking for the typical order of, Hamburg on rye? Or are we looking to try something different? Like you sometimes like to try the specials, every few months." That's some interesting insight that creates that personal connection. Um, so the big companies, they've been doing this. They double down on the digital, and they've only gotten faster with AI. And so a lot of people are scared when they hear AI, but the reality is that airliners have been using AI, aka automated flight path systems, for decades, and it's reduced commercial crashes by about 80%. So if you're happy like me to fly on a jumbo jet, know that it's not going to crash. That's a great feeling. Oh, and it's actually a computer driving the plane, flying the plane for about 98% of the flight. It's been used, and now it's just we're seeing AI in the everyday a little bit more than we've ever seen in the past. Those organizations that lean into this are the ones that are going to crush it. So, what does this mean for you? Hey, there's a gap, where you are and where you could be. The gap with your customers, your clients, where are they now and where they could be? Who's defining that gap? And, those that are implementing this are, taking the speed, systems, and technology and making it happen. And so you don't have to do everything all at once. Pick one aspect of your business. For instance, missed call text back. We have an AI agent built out. We can program it exactly with who you are, your business offering, and then it can book clients on your calendar, a few different things. Just one thing. We don't have to do every single workflow operation of your business. But the faster you implement, start playing around with and implementing these systems, it's just like when Excel first came out. There were still a lot of people for years using a calculator and adding up columns. Those people that got Excel or the Mac version early on and started to organize their accounting and having nice columns, auto summed, sounds kind of basic, elementary here in 2025 to talk about auto sum of a column on a spreadsheet. That is a flavor of automation. Not quite AI, but tell you what, it did put some accountants out of business that if they were just adding up columns and not providing value, they lost clients. But for those companies that did lean in and actually use those new technologies, they're able to get in front of more customers and serve those customers better. Um, so the good news is you as a small, medium business, you are more agile than the large. I just heard yesterday, Boeing, if they want to create a new airplane, it's like between 20 to 50 billion dollars. They have so many tiers of management and so many bureaucratic things in their organization. It takes forever to move. Now, you as a small business, you're agile, right? So, hey, you might not have, you might not be listed on the New York Stock Exchange, so you don't have some of those benefits of being able to, raise equities and some of the complex things on Wall Street, but you sponsor your local baseball, softball teams. You are the face of and in your community, and so you're still able to service those people that walk into your business. And when they walk in, if you have a nice customer profile built out, um, Mr. and Mrs. Smith comes in, and very quickly you can pull up their background, know what they've bought in the past, give them some thoughtful suggestions. It's helpful for them. They can find the thing they're looking for a lot faster. It's almost kind of like a local in-person Amazon. Um, and so you can really outmaneuver those giants because you can act quickly, you can implement processes, and the fact is, the vast majority of small businesses are using little to no AI or automations in the operational of their business, lead generation, operations. Um, so simply by adding something simple like missed call text back, or when somebody messages you on Facebook, Instagram, responds to a Google ad, leaves you a Google review, or doesn't leave you a Google review. There's so many different things we can turn on as a very quick automation. And then instead of you doing these, for lack of better words, trivial things that take a lot of time, you can, you know, do your highest and best things. Um, so where to start? The reality is it's May 2025. You've probably heard about ChatGPT. The stats is less than 20% of companies across the United States are even using ChatGPT at all. And if you are using it, that's great. Give yourself a little pat on the back. What are you doing beyond just getting some suggestions for how to write a better email? Great start, but what else are you doing? And so if you thought about it, you've seen some videos or podcasts, if you've gotten this far in the video, hey, I hope I'm providing some value. Best way we can be in communication is hit the like button. That's how I know if I'm providing some value. And if I'm not, hey, hit that thumbs down if you think I'm boring. Even better yet, give me a comment. Let me know what's going on. So essentially, the things that we do with here at DevDog Digital, automating sales and marketing. Because guess what? The more money and revenue you can bring in and reduce the labor associated, you're increasing your margins, bringing more revenue to the business, and then you can start to work on other aspects. We can optimize your operations. And so there's, whether it's inventory management, whether it's building out an AI agent that looks over your accounting and your bookkeeping to make sure that there's no anomalies where people cooking the books just stealing from you, or just making minor mistakes, as most humans are great human beings. They just make mistakes. And AI can catch those mistakes, make sure that your cash flow is good to go. And then you can deploy these strategies just like the big companies are, um, except it's, it's not rocket science. It does take some effort to take that first step, but hop on a call with us and we'll dig into it. So essentially, let's get you battle ready because every day in business is a little bit of a battle where you're competing. You have certain competitors, and whether it's big business coming in for your customers, an upstart company, an existing company that's adding a new service line that's going to compete with you, something comes in your life where you have a major sickness, a death, or other, you want to be ready. You want to have those systems in place. So hop over to the automation.devildogagency.com. We've got some pretty fun, demonstrations of how AI can be used. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But what we find is it's the most relevant. And so let's get your command center rocking and rolling with AI. So again, Seth Mansur here with DevDog Digital. You got TravSci and just a solid team, supporting you, working with you. Um, if you like this video, you check out this other one that Travis just made on a new AI agent that he started for Food Forest, and it's pretty sweet. So take a look. Looking forward to seeing you on the next video. So if you haven't subscribed, we're going to be releasing a number of kind of short form videos, just tactical ways you can implement AI in your business. It's not this highfalutin complex thing. We're just going to give very specific examples that AI can be used. And if you win back 30 minutes of your day, 5 days a week, that's what, 2.5 hours a week. Cool, awesome. Let's start there. We have AI agents running 24/7. So like, how much would that cost to pay 15, 25, $30 an hour to somebody for that many hours? Really excited to see where we can get growing here. So looking forward to working with you, and drop me a comment. Any particular questions you have of like, hey, how does this whole AI thing work? How could I get started? And this is a pain point or an area that I'm looking to solve. So I'm going to sign off here and get back to serving clients. Take care.